Hi. So I'm Reverend Dr. Kate Greysen, and I hope that you enjoy this talk. And as so many other things right now, things are online, and I'm just grateful to be here working with Wayfarer's Chapel. And I wish I could be there. But here I am in my little kitchen and sending you a video. I've been thinking a lot about the state of the world and what we're doing right now. And there are many people talking about fear right now. Fear of the unknown, fear of the unexpected, fear of the future, and fear of each other. In many ways, we're being coerced into self-protection. The language itself is terrifying. Isolation, hoarding, infection. Every cough, every sniffle becomes a signpost for feelings of dread. And with all of this news, it's difficult not to become cynical and fearful. I know that it is for me. And it's challenging to stay away from projections of fear for our own lives, the people we love, and for our country. There are so many people telling us what we need to do, attempts at reassurance and spiritual guidance. I don't know if I can top any of the experts out there today, but actually, some of that information makes me feel uneasy as well. I feel pretty much over the rush of those spiritual people who are being so helpful with their loving, joyful, and insightful comments. Actually, it seems to me to be a little condescending that suddenly they think in this time of crisis that they're the ones that are needed to calm my fears. Not that I can quell my own fears sometimes, but I certainly did not invite them into my little circle. And sometimes it's all I can do just to get to sleep at night. And I keep saying affirmations over and over until I can fall asleep. There is only one God. God's life. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And I repeat that over and over and over. There's just so much going on, and to filter through it all and remain whole in the face of the onslaught of this kind of information is just overwhelming sometimes. But the truth is that it's really not that difficult. And at the risk of being one of those people I just talked about, I'm going to explain my own thought process. And here it is. This is the big T truth. And the truth is that we, as a country, as a people, were never out of spiritual alignment in the first place. We might not be where we want to be, but where we are or were is not bad. It is exactly as Amy Steinberg sings. I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. I am divinely timed and shining brightly. And so it is where we needed to be in order to expand more fully into broader alignment, one that is forever spiraling up and out, encompassing the entire universe. Reverend Dr. Tom Sanner stated recently in an article, and I'm paraphrasing here, he said, a virus is a very tiny complex of organic matter. And as such, a virus is also a vibration of living spirit because it is organic matter. It is no different than us. It is not an illusion. And it is important to emphasize and to remember that the virus itself is not a disease. It is simply an entity that is an aspect of livingness, and that it has a desire to express itself. I love that definition, because we are all expressing life at the level of our awareness, and it is not good or bad. It is not right or wrong. It just is. And when we find that space inside us, then our perception is dominant. And we are on the path because we are seeing through the lens of source. And that source is you and me. It's each one of us in alignment with the truth of who we are. And you are a manifestation of the divine, as is everyone and everything. And knowing that this is true, there are people who believe that the real problem boils down to spirituality versus science. And a part of me wants to believe that as well. However, I am also aware enough to know that my level of spiritual understanding at this point is not enough to walk on water or to reset bone. However, many times I have tried walking on water, and I can't. And maybe it's because I keep repeating that to myself that I cannot, but I don't have the Christ consciousness, and so I take a boat, but I keep trying. This is the key. We keep trying to raise our consciousness. Holmes, in 1929, in the Science of Mind textbook, stated that principle is infinite, but we demonstrate its power only at the level of our concept of it. Every day we have the announcement from scientists that they have made new discoveries, laws which have always existed, but which have not as yet been utilized. That's Ernest Holmes. And that is true, because there is so much more out there. We might not get to develop or discover the use of electricity again, but there is definitely other laws out there that we can still uncover and utilize. So this is why we need to pray and work within nature and spirituality. But we also need to respect the power of scientific thought. Our faith tells us we are healthy, whole, and complete. But what does that really mean to us in times of uncertainty and fear? We define our circumstances according to what we think they should look like. This includes whether things are good or bad, if they make us happy or sad, or if life seems easy or hard. So to reach our goal in achieving healthy, whole, and complete, we need to release the duality of our thinking, to let go of right or wrong, of the good or bad, of healthy or diseased, spiritual or science, and see our circumstances as exactly what they are, and to acknowledge that we are exactly where we need to be at this point in our development as people, as planets. Reverend Dr. Tom Sanner also said, where others see a crisis, we see an opportunity to apply our teaching and specifically respond to bring our world closer together through the power of love. We treat and pray from the consciousness of love, and fear disappears. Best method to get rid of the fear is the cultivation of faith and the repetitive thought that God is all there is, and that God is in everything. And when we release the fear, we release the need to control those external circumstances in our lives. Take time to look through the eyes of love and tap into the experience of feeling the loving kindness for all of us and for everything. Agreement or sameness is not necessary to experience the oneness of life or love. Ernest Holmes said, oneness is not sameness, and unity does not require uniformity. When we let the story of whatever is going on, when we let this story go, we can then stop projecting and we can relax into the peace, love, and joy of the present. True, sometimes when we let go of control, there is a type of grief or emptiness. There is a feeling of being out of control, and there is a period of readjustment. As they say, each of us, however, are on our own journey, and we don't know what another's level of conscious awareness is. We don't know what motivates them to do what they do. We don't know what their life experience has been or what they are going through right now at this very moment. But with intention, we can recognize that the love is all around us. Don't wait until people are gone to realize and regret you did not tell them that you love them and that you will miss them. There is a song by Daniel Nahmad. It's called Breathe the Same Air. And every time I hear the song, actually, I cry. And I was going to play it for you as part of this recording, and then I realized that I can't do that because of copyright issues. But the important section of the refrain is, we breathe the same air, we drink the same water, we walk the same earth, we kiss the same sky. We breathe the same air, and I think we oughta get along better, you and I. That's Daniel Nahmad, Nahmod. And it's a beautiful song. I hope you take the time to look it up and listen to it. I think this song could be like an anthem for us. We are so physically separated at this time. Let us not forget the very people we are avoiding are the same as us, with the same fears and concerns and worries. Reach out in love and figuratively embrace each other. Tell people now that you love them and be present for one another. Reach out in love. Stop the isolation. Stop the fearful behavior. And remember, there is no time in space, and hence there is no real distance between one another when we feel them in our hearts. In the end, we are all just energy expressing a desire to live life. Finally, Ernest Holmes said, "Today is the only day in which we can live, so live it to your fullest ability." I agree. I agree. Don't live fearfully. Live respectfully. Love to the best of your ability. And know the truth of who you are. You are the divine manifest, and you are exactly where you need to be. And so it is. Thank you. And I hope I see you all soon. Love you. Bye.